For centuries, humanity has wrestled with the same profound questions. Where do we come from? Who are we? Where are we going? These aren't just philosophical musings or religious echoes. They seep into our dreams, into those quiet, lonely moments when we stare up at the starry sky and feel the weight of our own existence. In an age overflowing with information, where promises of ultimate truth are sold like spiritual candy, one book stands out from the noise. The Urantia book. It's not the Bible, and it's not a piece of science fiction either. It claims to be a revelation, a message from higher beings, offering a cosmic perspective on the universe, God, the origins of humanity, and even the life of Jesus, told from a radically different angle. But this isn't a book you skim through in a couple of evenings and shelve away. It's a massive 2,097-page tome packed with philosophy, cosmology, theology, and wild descriptions of other worlds, celestial hierarchies, and spiritual dimensions you've likely never even heard of. So, what exactly is the Urantia book? Is it the key to unlocking higher knowledge of the cosmos? Or is it just an ambitious creation of the human imagination? In this video, we'll explore the core ideas behind the book, the most controversial claims it makes, and why tens of thousands of people around the world believe it has completely transformed the way they understand existence itself. The eternal question of humanity's place in the cosmos. If there's one question that has haunted humanity since the dawn of consciousness, it's this: what is our destiny? And before we can even begin to answer where are we going, perhaps we need to pause and ask, where did we come from? And why are we here in the midst of this vast, mysterious universe? These aren't just philosophical musings to entertain us on a quiet afternoon. These are the kinds of questions that sneak into your mind at 2 a.m. when the world is silent, and you're lying there, eyes wide open, staring at the ceiling, feeling that there's something far deeper going on beneath the surface of everyday life. Today, we live in an extraordinary era. The collective knowledge of humanity, from ancient texts like the Bible and the Vedas to modern-day revelations, is just a few clicks away. But does having access to information equal awakening? Can true wisdom be downloaded like a PDF? The answer is no. We need to experience, resonate, and understand from within. It is that hunger for truth that has driven people to explore feng shui, meditation, qigong, energy healing, even ancient star maps. Not to become more mystical, but to reorient ourselves within the grand order of the cosmos. And yet, the more we learn, the more we open up, the more we realize. Human destiny is not a fixed fate. It is like a melody waiting to be played in tune, a field waiting for seeds of intention. The universe may have set the laws of heaven-earth-human harmony, but it is our choices that determine how the symphony will unfold. We stand at a crossroads in human history. One path leads toward confusion, division, resource depletion, spiritual amnesia. The other points toward awakening, toward gratitude, living in harmony with nature, and reconnecting with the divine through every breath we take. So human destiny is not some grim sentence hanging over us, but a door to hope, if we have the courage to look inward and recalibrate the frequency of our own souls. And you know what? Maybe, just maybe, every conscious step you take today, every kind choice, every action aligned with universal truth is quietly shaping the destiny of humanity itself. But then another question arises. If destiny can be co-created, where is the map for that journey? Who drew the invisible structure of the cosmos? Who are we, really, in this vastness? And is there something we've never been told? Many have turned to ancient religions, time-worn philosophies, and spiritual doctrines for answers. But some have been led to a truly unusual text, spanning over 2,000 pages, said to be delivered by intelligences beyond Earth, aiming to help humanity understand its origin, purpose, and ultimate destiny. That text is known as the Urantia book. So, what exactly is the Urantia book? Who wrote it? And why do some believe it reveals the cosmic picture humanity has long been blind to? Let's explore that together in the next part. The Urantia book, a cosmic call to spiritual discovery. Let's dive into one of the most intriguing spiritual texts of the 20th century, the Urantia book. According to the Urantia Foundation's website, this monumental work portrays humanity's relationship with God the Father, presenting all human beings as sons and daughters of a loving Creator. We're not just individuals stumbling through life. We're brothers and sisters in a vast universal family connected by divine love. The book promises new spiritual truth for modern men and women, offering a pathway to a personal, intimate relationship with the divine. It's a bold claim, one that sparks curiosity and maybe a little skepticism. After all, who wouldn't want a roadmap to cosmic meaning? But here's the kicker. The Urantia book isn't a quick Sunday read. It's a staggering 2,097 pages long, a tome so dense it could double as a doorstop. Have I read every page? Not a chance. But am I going to unpack its mysteries anyway? You bet I am. This book isn't just a text, it's a phenomenon, blending spirituality, cosmology, and philosophy in a way that's both captivating and confounding. First published in 1955, the Urantia book emerged from a haze of mystery. Its origins are tied to the Urantia Foundation, headquartered at 533 West Diversey Parkway in Chicago, Illinois. The building itself, a stately structure built in 1908, feels like it holds secrets in its walls. Before the book's publication, it was a gathering place for early readers of the Urantia papers, transcripts that would later become the book. According to the Urantia Foundation, these papers were received through a complex, almost otherworldly process involving superhuman revelators. By 1969, the entire estate was bequeathed to the Foundation, which now uses it for offices, storage, a forum room for study groups, and even 2 residential apartments. Picture it, a grand old Chicago building buzzing with people debating the nature of the cosmos. It's like stepping into a sci-fi novel, except it's real. After its publication, the Urantia book inspired a movement. Congregations, often called the Urantia Brotherhood, sprang up across the United States. These weren't casual book clubs. They were communities of seekers dedicated to studying and living the book's teachings. According to a 2015 article in the Journal of Religion, these groups attracted a diverse crowd: intellectuals, spiritual explorers, and even skeptics, drawn to the book's promise of a unified vision of science, religion, and philosophy. The Urantia Foundation reports that study groups continue to thrive globally, with thousands of readers engaging in discussions about the book's cosmic narrative. So, what does the Urantia book teach? It's divided into 4 parts, each tackling a different facet of existence. Part 1 explores the grand architecture of the universe, describing a cosmos teeming with inhabited planets and governed by a divine trinity. Part 2 zooms in on our local universe, detailing its constellations, systems, and even our post-death journey. Part 3 traces Earth's history, called Urantia in the book, from its formation 4.5 billion years ago to the first humans nearly 1 million years ago. Part 4 offers a vivid retelling of Jesus' life, filling in the missing years with details not found in traditional scriptures. The Urantia book isn't just a spiritual text, it's a call to rethink our place in the universe. It challenges us to see ourselves as part of a divine family, guided by love and purpose. Whether you're a believer or a skeptic, its sheer ambition is undeniable. So grab a copy, dive in, and let's talk about it. The cosmos is waiting. The structure of the Urantia book. The Urantia book is divided into 4 parts, each tackling a different aspect of the cosmic and spiritual narrative it seeks to convey. Here's a closer look at each section. Part 1. The Central and Super Universes buckle up for a mind-bending journey into the heart of the cosmos with Part 1 of the Urantia book. This isn't just about Earth or our cozy solar system. It's about the entire universe, a sprawling, highly organized tapestry of inhabited planets, teeming with life. According to the Urantia book, we are not alone, not by a long shot. The universe pulses with existence, governed by a divine order that weaves together the Trinity, a central Godhead, and a vast hierarchy of celestial beings. This section unveils where God resides, how the universe sparked into being, and the intricate design that holds it all together. It's a cosmic blueprint, both awe-inspiring and a little overwhelming, like staring into the infinite expanse of a starlit sky. Picture this, a universe not of chaos, but of purpose, a grand symphony, where every planet, every being, plays a note in a divine composition. The Urantia book paints a vivid picture of a cosmos alive with intention, where countless worlds are interconnected by a sacred plan. It's not just a collection of stars and galaxies. It's a living, breathing system, orchestrated by a loving creator. This vision challenges you to rethink your place in the grand scheme, to see yourself as part of a universal family, bound by divine purpose. This cosmic perspective isn't just intellectual, it's deeply spiritual. It invites you to gaze at the night sky and wonder, what else is out there? Who are our cosmic neighbors, and how do we fit into this divine order? The Urantia book doesn't just offer answers, it sparks questions that ignite the soul. Dive in and let this cosmic blueprint expand your horizons. Part 2. The Local Universe. If Part 1 of the Urantia book takes you soaring across the grand architecture of the cosmos, Part 2 brings you closer to home, zooming in on our local universe, a smaller yet still mind-bogglingly vast segment of creation that includes Earth. This section unveils the building blocks of this cosmic neighborhood, constellations, systems, and countless inhabited planets teeming with life. Yes, you heard that right. Countless worlds, each with its own story, all woven into a divine tapestry. The Urantia book doesn't just map our place in this cosmic order, it dares to answer one of humanity's deepest questions. What happens after we die? It claims to reveal our post-Earth journey, offering a glimpse into the next chapter of existence. But that's not all. Part 2 introduces a celestial bureaucracy, an administrative hierarchy that governs the universe with precision and purpose. Think of it as a cosmic government, orchestrating the dance of planets and souls with divine intent. And here's where it gets wild. Jesus plays a starring role in this celestial drama. According to the Urantia book, he's not just a historical figure or a spiritual teacher, he's a central figure in the divine administration of the universe. This bold reimagining might make you pause and say, wait, what? It's a perspective that blends the familiar with the cosmic, portraying Jesus as both a human savior and a universal architect. This vision of the local universe is both thrilling and humbling. It invites you to see Earth as a small but vital piece of a grand puzzle connected to a universe alive with purpose. The Urantia book challenges you to wonder, where do I fit in this cosmic story? Dive into Part 2 and let its revelations spark your imagination. Part 3. The History of Urantia. Part 3 of the Urantia book is where things get truly fascinating. Urantia, if you're wondering, is the book's evocative name for Earth, casting our planet as a key player in a cosmic drama. The Urantia book claims Earth formed over 4.5 billion years ago, a timeline that dovetails strikingly with modern scientific estimates. But hold on, because this isn't just a geology lesson. The book weaves a narrative that fuses science, spirituality, and mythology, claiming the first two humans emerged 993,500 years ago, sparking a divinely guided evolutionary journey. It's a bold assertion, blending Darwinian evolution with a celestial purpose that feels both familiar and otherworldly. From there, Part 3 traces humanity's story through figures like Adam and Eve, Abraham, and Moses, but with a cosmic twist. These aren't just biblical tales. They're chapters in a grand narrative orchestrated by divine forces. The Urantia book introduces events like the Lucifer Rebellion, a cosmic uprising that adds a layer of intrigue to human history. It's not just about kings and prophets, it's about a purposeful unfolding where every event serves a higher plan. The book also dives into governance, worship, and prayer, offering insights on how to connect with the divine in a meaningful way. This vision of history is both thrilling and disorienting. It suggests that our lives, our struggles, and our triumphs are part of a cosmic tapestry guided by unseen forces. If you're scratching your head, you're not alone. This is big picture stuff. The Urantia book challenges you to see Earth not as a random rock in space, but as Urantia, a sacred stage for a divine story. Dive in and let this cosmic saga expand your perspective on what it means to be human. Part 4, The Life and Teachings of Jesus, Part 4 of the Urantia book, is its most accessible and emotionally resonant section, diving deep into the life and teachings of Jesus. But this isn't the Jesus of traditional Sunday school stories. The Urantia book boldly claims to fill in the missing years of his life, those unchronicled periods left blank in the Bible. With vivid detail, it traces his travels across ancient lands, his bonds with family, his transformative ministries, and his intimate relationships with the apostles. This year-by-year account, leading up to his crucifixion and resurrection, feels like a spiritual biography, blending the human and the divine in a way that's both relatable and awe-inspiring. What sets this narrative apart is its ambition to humanize Jesus while elevating him to a cosmic figure. He's not just a historical savior, he's a teacher, a brother, a guide to divine truth who bridges the earthly and the eternal. The Urantia book paints Jesus as a figure who walked among us yet carried the wisdom of the cosmos, revealing God's love through his actions and words. According to the Urantia Foundation, this section aims to deepen our understanding of Jesus' role in a universe teeming with life, portraying him as a central figure in the divine order. This fresh perspective invites you to see Jesus anew, not just as a distant deity, but as a companion on your spiritual journey. Whether you embrace this vision or approach it with skepticism, the narrative's scope is undeniable. It challenges you to ask, what if Jesus' story is bigger than we've ever imagined? Dive into Part 4 and let this cosmic biography spark wonder, reflection, and a deeper connection to the divine. The Seven Truths, the heart of the Urantia book's cosmic philosophy. At the core of the Urantia book lies a set of principles known as the Seven Truths, a spiritual compass designed to guide seekers toward a deeper understanding of their place in the cosmos. These truths aren't just abstract ideas. They're a vibrant framework that blends simplicity with profound insight, offering a universal message that resonates across cultures and beliefs. Let's unpack these truths and explore why they've captivated spiritual explorers for decades. 1. We are not alone. Imagine a universe buzzing with life, planets teeming with physical and spiritual beings, all woven into a divine family. The Urantia book asserts that solitude is a cosmic illusion. We're part of a vast, interconnected community. This truth invites you to look at the stars and feel a sense of kinship with unseen worlds. God is a personal being. Forget the idea of God as a distant, impersonal force. The Urantia book portrays God as a loving, personal presence who knows you intimately. This isn't a cold deity. It's a father who cares for each soul, offering a relationship that feels as real as a heartbeat. The afterlife is real. Death, according to the book, isn't a final curtain, but a doorway to another phase of existence. This truth promises a journey beyond the physical, where growth and discovery continue. It's a comforting vision that challenges the fear of mortality with hope. Faith is the only requirement for eternal life. No rituals, no checklists, just faith. The Urantia book insists that trust in God unlocks immortality. This simplicity is radical, suggesting that eternal life is accessible to anyone who believes, regardless of background or dogma. A fragment of God lives within each of us. Here's where it gets breathtaking. You carry a divine spark, a piece of the Creator within your soul. This thought adjuster, as the book calls it, is your inner guide, whispering wisdom and connecting you to the divine. It's a reminder that you're never truly alone. Jesus reveals God. The Urantia book reimagines Jesus not just as a historical figure, but as a cosmic ambassador of God's nature. His life and teachings reflect the Creator's love and will, offering a blueprint for living with purpose and compassion. This truth bridges the human and the divine in a powerful way. Love is real and powerful. Love isn't just an emotion, it's the glue of the universe. The Urantia book declares that love binds us to each other and to God, driving creation itself. It's a force that transcends time and space, making every act of kindness a cosmic event. These 7 truths are designed to be universal, accessible to anyone yearning for a deeper connection with the divine. They're simple enough to grasp, yet profound enough to ponder for a lifetime, offering a framework that ties together our place in the cosmos and our relationship with God. According to the Urantia Foundation, these principles aim to inspire modern seekers by blending spirituality with a cosmic perspective, echoing themes found in various mystical traditions. But here's the twist: who authored these truths? The Urantia book claims they come from superhuman revelators, celestial beings with no human names attached. This anonymity sparks intrigue and skepticism. Are these truths divine revelations or a creative blend of philosophy and imagination? The mystery only deepens their allure, inviting you to dive into the Urantia book and decide for yourself. One thing's certain: these truths challenge you to dream bigger, love deeper, and embrace your cosmic destiny. The mysterious authors of the Urantia book. Few aspects of the Urantia book are as captivating or confounding as its authorship. Unlike most spiritual texts, this 2,097-page tome credits no human author, a choice that instantly piques curiosity and skepticism. Instead, it claims to be the work of superhuman revelators, celestial beings with cosmic insight. Crack open the book, and you're greeted with a statement that sets an otherworldly tone: the life and teachings of Jesus. This group of papers was sponsored by a commission of 12 Urantia midwayers, acting under the supervision of a Melchizedek revelatory director. The basis of this narrative was supplied by a secondary midwayer who was once assigned to the superhuman watch care of the Apostle Andrew. The table of contents deepens the mystery, listing contributors with titles like Divine Counselor, Universal Censor, Perfecter of Wisdom, Mighty Messenger, and the cryptic One Without Name and Number. Why all the anonymity? It's as if the Urantia book is deliberately distancing itself from human origins, asserting a direct pipeline to celestial sources. For some, this lends it an air of divine authenticity. For others, it's a glaring red flag, raising questions about credibility and intent. To grasp the book's tone, consider a passage from The Father's Name. Of all the names by which God the Father is known throughout the universes, those designating him as the first source and universe center are most often encountered. The First Father is known by various names across universes and sectors. The names creatures assign to the Creator depend on their concept of him. The first source and universe center has never revealed himself by name, only by nature. If we believe we are children of this Creator, it is natural to call him Father, a name of our choosing, born from our personal relationship with the first source and center. The Universal Father never demands arbitrary worship or slavish service from the intelligent will creatures of the universes. Evolutionary beings of time and space must, in their hearts, recognize, love, and voluntarily worship him. The Creator refuses to coerce the free wills of his material creatures. Dedicating the human will to the Father's will is our greatest gift to God, the only true value we can offer the Paradise Father. This passage is dense, almost lyrical, yet teeters on the edge of convolution. Its lofty, poetic style echoes channeled texts like messages from the Galactic Federation or the Book of Ra, aiming for profundity, but sometimes leaving readers lost in a cosmic fog. After navigating its labyrinthine prose, the conclusion that God's name is Father feels almost anticlimactic. Why the elaborate journey for such a simple revelation? The Urantia Foundation offers little clarity, stating only that the book was materialized through a human contact commission guided by these superhuman entities in the 1930s. No names, no faces, just a process shrouded in mystery. This anonymity fuels the book's allure, suggesting a wisdom beyond human grasp, but it also invites scrutiny. Is this a divine revelation or an elaborate spiritual fiction? The Urantia book doesn't answer. It challenges you to decide. Dive into its pages, wrestle with its cosmic claims, and uncover the truth for yourself. The mystery awaits. The enigmatic origins of the Urantia book. The Urantia book is a puzzle wrapped in a cosmic mystery, and nowhere is this more evident than in its origins. If the absence of a human author wasn't intriguing enough, a 26-page document from the Urantia Book Historical Society dives deeper into the enigma, offering tantalizing clues but few concrete answers. This document, a treasure trove for the curious, claims the Urantia papers were materialized between 1934 and 1935 through a process so obscure it defies explanation. It's the kind of story that feels ripped from a sci-fi novel, yet it's presented as fact. According to the document, a human contact commission was guided by superhuman revelators, celestial beings with a cosmic agenda. These unseen entities meticulously selected their human counterparts, testing them to ensure they remained free of ego or personal gain. The goal? To create a text wholly free from all mortal connections, untainted by human ambition. Here's a glimpse from the document itself. In the early years, the superhuman revelators were choosing the Human Contact Commission, testing the human subject to ensure he remained gratuitously unconcerned in getting the comprehension barometer into place. Once these folks were involved, and following instructions from the superhuman revelators in 1934 and 1935, the Urantia papers were materialized by a technique unknown to anyone, including the Contact Commission. This passage raises a flurry of questions. Who were these human contacts? What was this mysterious technique that materialized the papers? And why the obsession with anonymity? The document describes the revelators as unseen friends, suggesting a divine intent to let the book's message stand alone, unmarred by human egos or agendas. It's a noble aspiration, but it also cloaks the Urantia book in an air of secrecy that's hard to ignore. The Urantia Foundation offers little clarity, noting only that the papers emerged through a process involving these celestial guides. No names, no faces, just a narrative that feels both profound and elusive. For some, this anonymity enhances the book's mystique, hinting at a wisdom beyond human reach. For others, it's a red flag, suggesting a story too fantastical to trust. Is this a divine revelation or an elaborate spiritual construct? The document doesn't say. It dares you to explore. Dive into this 26-page enigma and let the mystery of the Urantia book's origins spark your imagination. The first humans, a blend of evolution and creation. One of the most striking claims in the Urantia book is its account of humanity's origins. According to the book, the first humans were twins, born to a primate mother, who at the age of 9 embarked on a journey that would change the course of history. Here's how the book describes it. When about 9 years of age, they journeyed off down the river one bright day and held a momentous conference. Every celestial intelligence stationed on Urantia, including myself, was present as an observer of the transactions of this noontide tryst. On this eventful day, they arrived at an understanding to live with and for each other. And this was the first of a series of such agreements, which finally culminated in the decision to flee from their inferior animal associates and to journey northward, little knowing that they were thus to found the human race. This is where the Urantia book gets bold. It takes modern Darwinian evolutionary theory, primates, natural selection and all, and blends it with a spiritual narrative of divine intervention. These twins weren't just random mutations, they were guided by celestial forces, observed by a cosmic audience, and destined to found humanity. It's a fascinating synthesis of science and theology, but it's also a lot to swallow. Is it a brilliant reconciliation of evolution and creation, or is it a stretch that tries to have it both ways? Symbolism and skepticism, the Celtic connection. Let's talk about something else that stands out: the symbolism associated with the Urantia book. The book and its followers often use the circle trinity, a symbol that bears a striking resemblance to the Celtic triskelion, a three-spiraled design rooted in ancient pagan traditions. The color blue, often associated with the Urantia Foundation, also carries Celtic and mystical connotations. For those familiar with my work, you know I'm big on symbolism. These aren't just pretty designs, they carry weight, history, and meaning. Now, I'm not saying the Urantia book is a Wiccan or pagan text, but the use of these symbols raises questions. The Bible, for example, warns against certain symbols and idols, yet we see them plastered on book covers and worn as jewelry. When you dive into the world of Urantia, you're not just reading a book, you're stepping into a web of ideas, imagery, and influences that stretch back to ancient Egypt and beyond. It's a rabbit hole, and it's one you might want to approach with caution. Should you read the Urantia book? So, should you dive into reading the Urantia book? That's entirely up to you. It's a massive work, not for the faint of heart. If you're curious about the universe, spirituality, or the life of Jesus, the book may offer some fascinating perspectives. But if you're skeptical of anonymous texts or wary of New Age influences, you might want to approach it with a discerning eye. There's something undeniably compelling about a book that claims to offer a cosmic perspective on humanity's place in the grand scheme of existence. It touches on one of our deepest longings: to know who we are, where we come from, and where we're headed. At the same time, there's also something unsettling about it: the anonymity of its origin, the complexity of its language, and its blend of science, spirituality, and what can feel like celestial bureaucracy. But whether you believe in the Urantia book or not, its very existence is a powerful reminder of just how deeply we yearn for answers. We want to know if there's a divine plan, if our lives hold meaning, if we belong to something greater than ourselves. And texts like this, flawed, mysterious, and controversial as they may be, can still push us to keep asking the big questions, even when the answers don't come easily. In the end, the Urantia book is just one piece of a much larger puzzle. It's a testament to humanity's endless curiosity about our origins and our destiny. Whether it's a divine revelation or an elaborate piece of spiritual fiction, it challenges us to think bigger, to question deeper, and to stay open to the mysteries of existence. Some consider the Urantia book to be the most comprehensive source of information given to mankind that precedes the Bible. Do you agree with this statement? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below. We want to sincerely thank you for taking the time to watch the video in its entirety. If you're interested in exploring more topics on spirituality, inner transformation, or mind philosophy, don't forget to subscribe to the Top Hidden Knowledge channel for more content on wisdom, spirituality, and personal growth. Or, if you have time, check out other videos on this channel. Until next time,